on the top on the top on the top on the top on the beat on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat. Say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. Cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat. You say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. On the top on the top on the top on the top on the beat on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat. On the beat, incompetent cop on the beat. Say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. Cop on the beat, on the beat, on the beat, incompetent cop on the beat. On the beat, on the beat, incompetent cop on the beat. On the beat, incompetent cop on the beat. You say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. Top on the 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 beat on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat. Say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. Cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat on the beat on the beat incompetent cop on the beat. You say there's no more money right now, however, existing incompetent cop on the beat. Cop on the
All right. Welcome to Intern's Office Hours. Yes, I am imitating everyone's intros today because I got a new intro in mind. I'm thinking of something like Intern's Office Hours, only slightly better than a sharp stick in the eye. Get it? Get it? Because I said stick. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm trying to work stick into something. If you have any ideas, let me know. I would really love to hear them. But anyway, it's good to be back. I'm sorry that I missed last week. As I said on Twitter, I was just tied up with responsibilities in the real world. And, those take precedent, especially with something as important as a trial. And so I am sad I missed it. But let's talk about what's going on this week. It seems like, sentiment has been going up. What's with that? What's that about? Sentiment up in the ecosystem. Several signs of this too. We got DApp radar. We got prices of some assets like gold and moksha runes and some other stuff I've seen floating around on the Twitterverse here, just like this. So really cool to see that. Really good to see like interest in the game, both in terms of activity and to see that activity kind of reflected in the price. So I've seen lots of really positive posts, lately about the prices of in-game assets and what they've been doing. So that's been fun to watch. And one thing I did, I kind of wanted to check out DApp Radar because I haven't been to that website in a long time. So that's why I'm up here on the Twitter sphere. And, ooh, wow. We don't like this one, apparently. Ooh. Secrets. All right. So let's just search, like, boom, DeFi Kingdom. What's that bring up for us? It's thinking. Ooh. I don't even know how to use this. I'm just now realizing it's so different from last time I was here. This is like someone's wallet. Name tag, yeah. I don't know, man. This is what I get for not testing things out. But I'll check it out later. Anyway, cool to see, though, that, they showed it on the AMA, or at least talked about it on the AMA. The 90-day numbers, 30-day numbers, 24-day numbers, 24-hour numbers, whatever it was. It all sounded really good. I wanted to check them out right now, but I don't know how to work that DApp radar thing. So instead, I will let you guys watch my Gen Zero summon that's been sitting here for days. My Gen Zeros have less than like 5 hours till they're off cooldown. And I just haven't had a chance to get this summon in. So we'll do a live daily rug kind of video where I'm going to, commentate. So, okay. We are here. We got, my usual suspect pair of the Gen Zero Legionnaire and the Gen Zero Scholar that have the subclass chance to mutate for a summoner and 3 advanced passives. No, 2 actives, 1 passive that can mutate, and the back appendage can mutate. As you can see, I got neither the primary class mutation or the back appendage mutation. I did get the subclass mutation. It's pretty valuable, not going to lie. Those are pretty good. And it's uncommon too, which is nice. This though, actually gardening is like kind of in vogue right now. Ooh, didn't get any of these though. That's unfortunate. That one's a cut. Cuts me deep, but it's all right. Thank you for coming and watching this live daily rug video because I've been waiting to do it. I mean, not waiting for you. I've been waiting to do it knowing that it's been sitting there. I haven't had a chance. Haven't had a chance at all. Thank you, Skiller, for popping in. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Brovia, good to see you. My man Brovia has been putting out some content. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got a couple videos up there. Highly recommend. Now I'm going to be talking about the stuff I liked from the last Thursday's AMA, which I just listened to like an hour ago. So I've got, it's like super fresh for me. So what I liked was Beetledude mentioned something in his very first little comment box about how he was working on smart contracts related to combat. That always gets me excited hearing about like the blockchain end of the combat being put together, which, if it's something where it's like it checkpoints with the blockchain and then everything happens off chain in some sort of server, which kind of like I expect, think of like Dragon's Crossing, where you kind of only interact with the chain when you need to. Then, it might not be that significant that he's already working on blockchain stuff for it, but it's still exciting to hear. There was a good question about the time frame for the new combat testing grounds classes, which is, it's so fun. watching the devs squirm when you try to stick them to a time estimate. None of them like it. And but obviously didn't give a straight answer on that. But it was cool to hear about how they have, teams working in parallel, one for polish and like actual like implementation, the other one for design. Class design is what it sounded like. He said one team for classes, but I feel like it was like class design. Yeah. So I'm just really excited about it. It's good to hear that they're kind of like streamlining systems like that and putting it together. But again, sad that there is no time frame. But I'm not that sad. Not that sad. It's not going to make me any less patient. Just the market's kind of wild right now, anyways. And we'll get to that later. I got some broader market commentary that I think is actually decent today. Might be the only good thing I have on the agenda. Not going to lie to you. Might be. But yeah. I do also think, based on that AMA, that a kind of favorites system is coming, right? Where you can flag heroes as like favorites or star them or whatever. Maybe assign them to groups by category. We'll see how it rolls out. But they said, one comment I picked up on it was easier to use the heroes you enjoy and are most excited to see. So it's like, that gives me, I think that means favorites, right? Because what would make it easier to use the heroes that I enjoy the most? The ability to kind of flag them and search by that flag, right? So I think that's just a no-brainer inference there. And can't wait to see it roll out, because I know who I'm putting in my favorites is going to be Galforn Pharaohbraid, my shapeshifter that I just adore because he blessed me with his mythicness. But yeah, that's what I got there. See, this is that Brovia hitting me with the how is court. Do you actually want to hear? It was good. Honestly, I mean, hard to say because there's no decision yet. I'm in a very unique situation where the case is kind of split up over different parts. So we're coming back in a couple months to do the rest of the trial. And there's no jury. It's just a judge anyway. So like not that much of a burden as far as it would be for a jury trial, because that would be logistically a nightmare to bring the same jury back and like have them not talk about it or anything in the interim. They'd all forget everything that you presented. It'd be bad. But with a judge, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, it went well. I did cross-examination of some of the opposing parties' lead witnesses and poked holes in their main arguments. Maybe those holes are big enough to witness the case. Maybe their arguments, are just full of holes to begin with, which is kind of my opinion. And we'll see. I mean, I'm obviously biased towards that opinion, right? It's my case, but I'm confident after the first 5 days of trial. And yeah, it was good. I liked it. I felt I have a presence in the courtroom that I enjoy, doing. And there's a special kind of method to it with how you talk to the judge, how you interact with opposing counsel, what you're allowed to do. And it's very challenging and fun to do. So I enjoyed doing it. Yeah, thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Back to, I guess, the AMA now. Boom, flex. We'll drop the flex up in here. So the other thing that I highlighted from the AMA was that, like, a tweet I have from ages ago is that level 30 runes are coming with the combat system is the current plan. So take a victory lap on a random tweet. I need that. Most of them are wrong, so I need to take the victory lap on the one that's right. But yeah, level 30 runes, hopefully coming with combat, although Hubert did drop a little caveat that if it starts taking too long, they may revisit that thought. So I'm thinking, what is too long, right, in this context? And it's hard to judge, right? It kind of depends if people who aren't stam potting at all start hitting 20. Is that too long? It might be. I think that might be like the beginning of what could be like arguably too long. But it is interesting, though, because it's like that tells me that they are kind of designing this game, I think, for the initial release with like a level cap expectation in mind, not of 20, but of 30, right? Which is 30 is a kind of significant number with the way this whole thing is designed. Because at 30, if you are a pure class, you can use your 15 tier special ability at level 30. It's the first time you can use it. Or if you are a class subclass combo, 30 is where you can have access to theoretically your entire main class and your entire subclass, like one ability on each of the first 5 tiers. And I think 30 is significant for this initial design, especially because that class subclass combo and balancing that out is really, I think, what makes DFK's concept really unique and exciting. Or one of the things, I should say, not really what makes, misleading. But yeah, I think that aspect of the class subclass and how you can use your subclass's abilities makes it really interesting. And it tells me that they're putting a lot of time into balancing and designing these things with that in mind, because their initial design is around level 30, right when that unlocks. So that's going to be like the end game, the highest content for a bit, I would imagine, you know? So looking forward to it, though, all around. I don't have any heroes near level 30 or 20, if you were wondering that. I think my highest is 14. I have to check. I can check. What a novel concept. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, maybe I can't. What is this about? Sorry to blind you all right there with that white screen. It is just not loving me. What? Why? Oh, there we go. It was too narrow. Didn't like how narrow my screen was. Let's see. Sort by level. Descending. And what do we got? We got a 13. There's Galthorn, my boy. The Pharaoh Braid. I mentioned him earlier. He looks sweet. Look at that island background. He looks ready to just hop on a surfboard and go just take out whoever he wants. You know, it's kind of interesting. These two on either side of him, Isleen and Naltius, they were two of like my very early first heroes. But he's now beginning to pass them up. You know, and I think, you know, it might be because I gave him an extra XP pet. Might be because I've stam potted him a little bit. Like, not a lot, obviously, because he's only level 13. But he's caught up to my highest heroes, and that's really cool. I'm really happy about that. All right. Yeah, and I don't think I would have anyone higher than Isleen here. Isleen. She is my baby. The summon from my very first purchase, who was Jenny Perk. Rip Jenny. She died in the perilous journey. But look at this. First summon ever, right? Double advanced. How lucky does a guy get? I didn't even know this stuff existed. My very first one hit a double. You know, I was Mythic Squad bound from the beginning before I even knew it. Couldn't get out of it. But yeah, so as you can see, not that high a level though, only 13. So I got some time. Maybe once my dudes hit 20, it might be too late. But I hope they get the combat update out sooner than that. I hope. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you have a different opinion. Call out to the YouTube viewers who watch later or the live streamers on the show now. And by the way, all of you in the comments section, the live chat, I love you and I appreciate you for being active. And I did a test today, kind of, where I didn't tweet out my video like very far in advance. I just did it like 5 minutes in advance. And I think it had an effect of like fewer people had any idea I was going live. So tests are there for figuring out stuff. It's kind of the FAFO method. Fuck around and find out. I'm finding out right now. But you all have like got me notifications on or something, because you're wild people for even noticing this was going on. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is the so-called dark market. Now, if you don't know what the dark market is, you might need to go back to KP and Grady's Monday stream from this week and listen to that, because it got me hyped in like a filthy naughty way for KP and what he's putting together. And it's like a hero auction system, but not just heroes, right? Don't think of it just heroes. I should say like an NFT or fungible token auction system where you can kind of set a bundle or like this is an example. You can do a lot with it is what it sounds like. And one of the things is you can set a bundle of like, say you have a pair of heroes who line up really well for summons. You can put them together and auction them off. or say you have like 20 foragers and 20 forager pets that you just want to sell it in bulk, like which Sticks I think would do sometimes, my homie. And he could probably just list all of them together, and that doesn't really matter which they're paired with. It's that you're getting enough pets to go with each of the heroes you're getting, right? So bundles like that, and put like an offer up for any kind of token, like pay in jewel, pay in ETH, pay in crystal, whatever. And it sounds really cool. And what really got me excited about it is that it kind of sounds like OpenSea for gaming is what he's kind of trying to put together here for in-game assets. And like one of the things where OpenSea really lacks with in-game assets, like if you think of Dragon's Crossing, right? It's does this hero have abilities on it? What are the opening stats, like the initial stats on the hero card? These are things that you'd have to kind of do a bit more digging to figure out, I think. And it sounds like KP's plan is to build a system where that information could be easily put in by like, I don't know, by the game side, or maybe it reads some data somewhere. And I think that would be very nice for all of these kind of gaming Web3 based projects, because instead of building their own version of that, think of it like Uniswap, right? Not every app built their own DEX. They all copied a DEX that worked reasonably well. And once it sounds like KP's dark market thing is going to be one of those things that a lot of people are going to plug into to make it easier to build their own thing. And that's a really cool spirit of DeFi stuff. I really like that as a DeFi enthusiast and as a Web3 gamer and every other cringeworthy jargon you can think of. Crypto bro is what they call me sometimes at work. I don't mind. It's accurate. But yeah, so the fact that all these things, I think it's going to be something you can plug into, right? You can put your Dragon's Crossing in that. Do you have? Yes, I do. I have 2 heroes in Dragon's Crossing, and I'm going to talk later about the season and how I did. TLDR/spoiler alert, I didn't finish, so my advice is not good, and you should probably watch Bogside. But yeah, I have Dragon's Crossing assets, and but I think even bigger than that, though, just more broadly, this is a product that other games can come use new things that don't exist yet, and really kind of shortcut their development time by using something that already exists. And that's really cool crypto technology. I did not do well. Oh, I want to hear more about that, Worm. So part of the reason I did not do well was the trial that I had, which took 5 days, like in actual appearances, and then I think I missed at least 2 other days just because I was working so much in prep for it. And then I also missed like the first couple days just because I was being lazy. I think the combo of that, I missed a whole bunch of days. And I also died a bunch of times. I'm not saying I would have finished had I not missed those days, because I think I could have done much better too. I had 2 Rangers. Neither of them have any skills aside from their starter skills. I was listening to the Bogside dudes, and that sounds like a very important thing. They were talking about like 5 skill point skills, and I was like, what's that? I don't even know. Never seen one of those. My Rangers, they got what they got, and that's it. Yeah, so okay, we got a squad of people. Yeah, all right, we got to start like the Dragon's Crossing, not rejects, but all-stars. The Dragon's Crossing all-stars, which would be the group of people who did not finish season 1. Like, what was the last boss? I don't even know. I would love it if someone told me. Was it? I assume it was a dragon of some varietal, but that might be like the easy answer that they want you to think going in. So I'm curious. Never even saw it. Don't even think I opened up the 4th boss. I got rocked by that griffin. The little daily quest dude bodied me. I also was there in like the blacksmith gear because I died the day before. So, yeah, kind of. It was a good transition actually, because my Dragon's Crossing thing was the next on my agenda. I don't know, but yeah, seriously, Franz, Aphex, iOS Code, and Maddie had a really intense conversation. Guy Kid came in about halfway through and started smack talking friends, which, as you know, is one of my favorite things to do. But I really could have gone with that, sided with either of them on that one. Yeah, really could have. But I'm not a reliable source on DCX. I did really like the game. I thought it was really fun. Meta was great. Sounds like I need to get a warrior from what I heard, because they apparently got it easier than the Rangers. Or I got to go like stack some skills. And I have one skill book that I haven't identified, which is probably dumb of me. I should probably identify that and list it if I'm not going to use it, or use it, right? We'll see what it is. We'll see. But yeah, fun game. I'm excited to see what they do with it next. And like this season 2 is going to be the real test, right? Because this is the one where they're going to be charging for entry, and it's going to be like the whole proof of concept of their like seasonal tournament design, right? So I will be watching season 2 with great interest. All right. That's all the Web3 gaming stuff I have this week, guys. I ain't got much to talk about. I'm excited about DFK. It's really fun seeing the new people get into the game, and like just the numbers on all these different things. I feel like it shuts up all the people who are just like, "Oh, look at the chart." Ooh. Oh, I'm reading Bob's comment now. Sorry, that totally just took my train of thought off where it was. Yeah. So okay, but yeah, I assume it wasn't based on the default skills, is what I'm inferring when you say build there. But yeah, I could believe it. It felt like a good hero. I was just going off of what I heard on the stream yesterday and may have misinterpreted. So I'm not even gonna claim I'm right in that. See, I meant to put this up when I was talking about Dragons Crossing, because I got Dragons crossed the up by so many people, including that Griffin. The first time I went to fight it, I was like, I don't know, level 13, and I got a brutal level 16 version, and it nearly two-shot me when I was trying to flee. Pretty bad. Worm never found a skill book. That's rough, man. I found one with 2 heroes. One of them never found one. I also found 1 Rift Shard. I feel like the inflation of those is going to be crazy low. I could be wrong, though, right? I haven't looked at the overall numbers. That's just very anecdotal based off of this very small sample set. Very small. Ranger skill that converted. Quickness damage, not first place. Same build died. Yeah, so but that's not a default skill. I guess is the only thing I'm asking. I don't think I had that. Would have been sweet if I had that. I could see immediately how that's really good. Yep. I do have, some broader ecosystem stuff to talk about, but this Dragons Crossing has gotten you riled up, and I want to see if you have anything left to say to like the stuff I just mentioned. And if not, I will dive into that. So I'm just going to sit here for a sec. Delightful. Just absolutely delightful Viking beer. Viking beer. It's not biking beer. Insidious Distraction. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I think I heard that one also mentioned a couple times on their stream. So that makes more sense now. I'm tracking. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you verily much. Yeah, broader ecosystem though. So I know it all happened like last week, but what's been going on with the SEC and BlackRock? All right, guys. Here's what's been going on with the SEC and BlackRock. SEC went hard at Coinbase here and at Binance, right? Both of them, both exchanges. And then BlackRock, Fidelity, NASDAQ, all of these people, like the next few days, come file their own request for an ETF. They file an ETF, right, for approval with the SEC. And that's big. BlackRock controls like a ton of the money in the United States and has a ton of AUM. And I'm not saying they're going to drop that into crypto or anything. I'm just saying they have leverage politically. There's a powerful institution, right? And a lot of people were saying like tinfoil conspiracies, right? So I'll put on my tinfoil hat now. They were saying like BlackRock, the SEC made the way for BlackRock by taking out all of the allegedly crypto native offerers like Grayscale and letting them all die while regulation was bad, and not approving other ETFs just to pave the way for incumbent banking institutions. And that's why we have this timing of the lawsuit by the SEC and then the filing of these applications. All right, now back to normal. I don't think that's the case. If you look at the BlackRock ETF filing, their custodian for these crypto assets is going to be Coinbase under that application. I think it's far more likely that BlackRock, a massive institution which is slow to move, especially in new areas, right? That's how these players work. I think it's been working on this ETF for many, many moons, months and months, getting it ready with their custodian being Coinbase. And now the SEC is trying to basically say Coinbase is operating an illegal business. So they had to basically kind of use this to tell SEC, hey, if you do this, you are taking out our opportunity to use this custodian who's otherwise a totally legit business. I think it was a counter signal. And yeah, I don't think it was like coordinated, but you know, I'm being just as tinfoily there as my other opinion. So I could be wrong in the end. I'll answer this in a minute, Brovy. I see Bob has a question here. It's Sintern. Yeah, but for the record, SI is now Sintern. I've ruled this. No one's recognized it yet, but I've ruled it. Did I watch the Unchained stream about the two lawyers? Okay, no. So I haven't watched it yet, but it has been recommended to me. The Prometheus dude just sounds so bad, but I really shouldn't speak ill. You know, I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet. But the commentary I've heard was so bad, I should say. But you know, if you think it's worth it, Bob, yeah, I'll definitely jam that one tonight because I have been interested to hear how it went. That's the Laura Chin, right? Yeah. Yeah, I like her podcast generally. So I'm kind of down. I think I'll do that. I think I'll take your advice. All right, Brovia. My opinion on matching main and subclass heroes. Should you try to build these before the bull? I don't think the bull really matters, is my first response here. I think you should you know, it's just there's so many factors that play into this. So I think it's very likely that the main class matching main and subclass heroes will be valuable and cool, but I think the meta is going to change frequently enough that there will be times when, you know, they're out of favor. And, you know, it could be a situation where with the subclass main class combination system that they have where you can do two sets of, you know, basic abilities for the cost of like an ultimate, right? I think that might be tricky to balance initially. So it might be that those are kind of more busted versus the more traditional, you know, path of just one class all the way through, which is kind of what the main class subclass gives us, right? We get like a not capstone anymore, but that top level ability. And it's more like traditional design, I think, than this kind of thing where I could have a warrior wizard or I could have a warrior priest. And how does a warrior bard impact the warrior mongoose coin, you know, like that kind of stuff. So, and I mean this in both directions. Like this class subclass combos are going to be both broken and like super weak. That said, I really think if you think you're going to want matching main and subclass heroes based on what we've seen so far with how they've been designing these things, it's hard for me to imagine a better time than now to be working on grabbing those. But to me, is that something that I am actively pursuing? Not really. I'm more just letting, I just kind of summon a lot and I don't sell too many of my heroes. And I've got a good amount of matching class subclasses just from having picked stuff up on the tavern to do summons with, or having just kind of summoned them myself by accident or what have you. But honestly, right now, I think building towards whatever you think you're going to want is the most important thing. I think main class, subclass matches is a good thing generally to go for because of the uniqueness of the level 15 ability. I do think that there will be times when they will be out of favor in the future. So it's not necessarily like you shouldn't build something else first, right? I guess there's the only reason I would say not doing it now is if there's an opportunity cost of some kind, which I don't know, because there is no, it's all too speculative to really price out. So that's what I got on that one. Like my favorite hero is a shapeshifter ninja, because I think the combo there is going to be silly in some way. I could be wrong. I'd be way off. I could be like the most underpowered class for the entire duration of the game. But I'm like going even more granular on it. I think matching main and subclass isn't even a category you should necessarily be applying generally. I think you should be applying it more specifically to like, do I want a matching warrior? Or do I want a matching knight? Because I think the answer might be different depending on which one. Like, do I want a matching dread knight? Yes, that's going to be so unique that regardless of whether it's overpowered as fuck as some people hope it will be, like it's going to be unique enough that people won't be used to playing against it, and that alone will probably be an advantage. And I mean, I think if you can get a mythic of one of these things, I would hold on to it if I had one. I really like this class subclass matchies, but build for it. Think of it like Bob Nothing here. He didn't go for the bard just because he likes the idea of a matching class and subclass. He likes the idea of a bard, and because he's presented with a system where you can have the matchings, he wants the matching. So as a concept, I think you got to look at it at a granular level, class by class. Oh, Grady. Yeah, when you get to this point, you're going to laugh. You're not missing much if you just start here. Like, whoo, not much going on in the brain today. I've got like 220 hours tracked this month for work. Going more. It's good stuff. I like it. Where was I? Yes, Bard. I think Mythic Bard is going to be fun too, just because I think they're going to have a silly kind of, not silly, sorry, I meant like silly good. Level like 15 tier point ability. I know they changed the name from Capstone, but I don't remember what they changed it to. So I keep blanking. But it's going to be like Mosh Pit from Heroes of the Storm, where you'd have a person slide into the middle of their team and just stun himself and everyone who was touching him for like 4 seconds. It was absurd. So we imagine the bard going and just like busting out a loot solo and getting the entire group around the entire enemy team stunned for like one round. It's like your whole team gets your other two heroes get an extra turn basically. That would be really cool. This is what I would love to see there. Are there any level 15s that I didn't really love so far? There are some. I just can't remember what they are. Like Knight, I think Knight has potential to be good with like a Arcanist Wizard. I think it was the one that has the shield at level 1, because you just keep casting shield, and then you can cast like one higher tier ability when you do get arcane power with that shield. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Cool, thank you. I needed that reassurance, Bob there. Yes, I was not being flippant by mentioning it. I did know that there was a Mythic Dread summon. It's crazy to hear about like that. All right, now if I were that person, I'd probably try to sell it to the Brown Gent for a crazy price, because you can summon another one. Yeah, that's my opinion there. Like first in game, probably best thing to do is sell it immediately. But that's not advice for me. That's just guesswork based on someone who hasn't been there and therefore can't act like he has. All right. Well, that is literally all I got now. Coinbase, BlackRock, tinfoil. Dragon's Crossing was fun. I'm not good at it. Oh, the WoW show was cool the other night with Hubert and Workhorse. I'd listen to that. I listened to it on my way home from court. I now realize I've forgotten all of it. I can't even remember what they talk about. So after I check out Brovia and some other videos tonight, maybe I'll throw that on. Oh, and then I also want to watch the Unchained podcast. Okay, so I got plenty to listen to while I work. But I will say it's been an excellent time hanging out with you. I wish I had more to talk about. I would. I love to talk. But I won't keep you just sitting here while I and haw. So I'll just play you a song, and then I'll peace out. That's my plan. All right. See, it's playing this. Oh, I hear it. I didn't have it.
Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions and a limited amount of time, so if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. Is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
Reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. No sense for blockchain-based companies. But actually kill these businesses. No sense for blockchain-based companies. The SEC is rife with non-compliance. Existing SEC rules make no sense. No sense. The SEC is rife with non-compliance. My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
Arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir, reclaiming my time. You were. Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. Your intention to put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. American investors. The SEC is rife with non-compliance. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat. Incompetent cop on the beat. When actually kill these businesses. Incompetent cop on the beat. Existing SEC will make no sense. No sense in incompetent cop on the beat. Chair Gensler is rife with non-compliance. On the
Do you like better? Do you like the extension better? I want to know. Honestly.
Incompetent cop on the beat. Cop on the beat. Cop on the beat. On the beat. Beat. On the beat. Incompetent cop on the beat. Beat. On the beat. Beat. On the beat. Incompetent cop on the beat. Beat. On the beat. Beat. On the beat. Incompetent cop on the beat. You should say the criminal market is likely non-compliance. However, existing against incompetent cop on the beat. On the beat.
I'm going to do this dark summon, then I'm going to turn this off. Thank you for sticking through that awful, awful music. I don't know who was playing that. I think I had a guest. Beeve came in. I think maybe he hacked me. I think it was Beeve. Beeve hacked me. Yeah. I hopped on the beat. That's right. That's right. Beeve did. All right. Let's see what this one is. Let's see what it is. We're hoping for Big Arrow Energy. That's the Bay summon. In case you're unfamiliar with what Bay means, that's what it always meant. Big Arrow Energy. For Spellbows, Bay. Yeah, dude. Beeve, I know you're a hacker. I know you're just too good. Too good at what you do. Do you like my glasses? Should I get rid of them for next time? That's something else I want to know from the core audience. Let me know in the live chat, comments, or tweet at me. I like tweets. Tweet at me whatever you want. Send me a DM. The DMs are open to all comers. Big Arrow Energy. Big Arrow Energy. Let's see it. No. All right. Oh, yeah. We kept the Shapeshifter subby, though. Not bad. Not bad, senor. Yeah, not bad at all. Ouch, pretty bad. I don't even know if I had any chances for anything. Just threw the damn thing in there. Figured it couldn't hurt. It didn't. It didn't hurt. All right. Thank you all. It's been stycksintern office hours. Cutting it a little early today. Sorry about the lacking content, but that's all I got, really. I'm not good at this. I'm really not. Oh, I'm really not. Oh, good. This is what I need to know. Thank you. All right. I just worry because it's like I kind of look like a Cyclops, right, from Star Trek with the way my computer screen is reflecting. Hello. Ooh. Yeah. But anyway, peace out.